Hey, how's it going? MrDeadman, this is Hard Talk Radio. Guys, tonight we have Leo X Robertson here on the show. And we're talking about coronavirus. Oh my God, why coronavirus? Why now? Why now? Really? Aren't we tired of it? Are we tired of it? The reason why we're talking about the coronavirus is because this movie that Leo X Robertson has made was actually made during the lockdown with very limited resources. Okay, very limited resources. I mean, you might, Leo X Robertson, I don't know, be the next, Kevin Smith, right? Clerks?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely am.
You can take that. No, but seriously, okay, for those who don't know who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, sure. Leo X Robertson. I'm a writer and recently filmmaker. I write a lot of horror. Been grateful to be published in Dead Man's Tome a few times. Got a story in the upcoming Hollywood Holocaust.
That's right.
And I made this film, the TrutherNet Apocalypse. I'm sending it out to festivals now, and hopefully general audience will get to see it at some point soon.
Well, I hope so. I got to see it already, and I got to tell you, I really enjoyed it. Then again, I enjoy those like long form YouTube streams where it's just a bunch of guys talking about insane stuff. Like, I love that stuff. I love that a lot. And I could sit there and watch that. And that's what this film is, man. It's this TrutherNet Apocalypse, right? TrutherNet Apocalypse.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was the? What's the basis of this film? What's the idea behind it?
Yeah, sure. So it's something that we all came up with together. I started a filmmaking club here in Stavanger in Norway, and we had a number of Discord calls. We set up a server. I'd never used Discord before, and we talked about various ideas. And somebody came up with the idea that we were a bunch of conspiracy theorists talking about different ways that the world was going to end.
About how the frogs are turning gay. We talk about that. How there's chemicals in the water turn the frogs freaking gay?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I spent a lot of time on Infowars.com.
Dude, have you had that problem? Man, frogs jump on me Man, I swear to God, I had this problem where frogs would just jump on me, humping my leg, dude. No. No. You know what's funny about that, though? Not to cut you off, Alex Jones is out there at times, but that's actually not a false thing. Technically, there are scientists that actually, I guess, 2011, we're looking into how certain chemicals were, hormone chemicals were changing frogs.
It's changing their sex or something.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Anyway, so you have a club, a group, you are filmmakers.
Yeah.
You're locked down, nothing to do, can't do anything, but you still... I mean, you have your Discord server, you guys are still talking, so you decide to put this project together. Okay.
Yeah, so as a writer, it's kind of an ideal filmmaking project because I only really I got to do it from home in my pajamas and got to talk to a bunch of people individually and piece it all together myself. So it was as one man a project as it could have been, I think. It was a nice transition to filmmaking with a group of people from, having been a writer for so long where you just sit and type stuff by yourself.
Right? At least you get that feedback. So when you're working on the script of the script on this project, were the other guys involved in it, or was it just you?
I'm the most experienced writer in the group, so I got them to give me an outline of each of their characters, and I kind of, through talking to them, I understood the kind of people that they were and who they could play. So by the time I got to writing it by myself, I had a description of each main character, how long they wanted to be on screen for, and I think maybe what their conspiracy theory was in some cases, though I just made it up for the ones who hadn't given me anything. But I was really pleased that when I finally came up with the script, nobody really objected, and they all played their characters, even although I think in one of my stories, there's often no likable people.
Well, I mean, your stories are out there at times. I mean, you have a way of pushing the envelope when it comes to subject matter in your stories, which I like. I think one of your books is Jesus of Scumlord. What was it called?
Oh
Scumlord.
yeah, Jesus of Scumberg. Yeah, I got interviewed about that on here.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, that book is freaking wild. I can the stuff you have. I guess the new the is that the new. I mean, the new coming of Jesus in that book. What was it?
yeah, something like that. Jesus was the leader of a punk band that destroyed cities with their music. Um,
Okay.
and he just did like every
Every
every vile thing I could think of, and
yeah.
it was just a book of every horrible thing
Right.
I
Right.
could possibly think of. Yeah.
It was out there though, but I mean that's why I like you because you'll take a subject matter and you're not afraid to push push the boundaries on that. So in going back to this film, TrutherNet Apocalypse, like I said, the reason why I enjoyed it is because I do like conspiracy theories, and I do like that it did touch base. It talked about COVID, but it wasn't about COVID. It was about a different virus, but it was kind of very, very much related to what's going on here. But it was done in a way to where someone like me who likes that stuff could, dude, I would pay for this. Like,
Oh wow,
you know,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I don't know what the going rate would be. It definitely wouldn't be, not being mean, but it wouldn't be $30. I mean, Disney tried to sell Mulan for $30 on their own streaming service, and that fucking failed, right? But I
Yeah.
swear, if
Yeah,
you
of
got like
course.
a Netflix deal or something, I would totally freaking watch that. I mean, why?
Oh,
why
fantastic.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's right up there. You have a cohesive story. You have characters that are you got man, I don't remember all the conspiracy theories. You got like nanobots. You got chemtrail stuff going on, right?
Yeah. There's a 5G internet towers
Yeah.
lowering people's immunities. Yeah, it's a surprisingly complicated plot for a film where it's just a bunch of people talking.
Yeah, it's all it
online
is.
together.
That is.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours, right? 2 hour long.
It's like an hour and no, it's just like an hour and 10 minutes or something. It's
hour.
pretty short. Yeah.
So it really is like a YouTube stream.
Yeah, pretty much.
That I
Pretty
would
much,
pay
it's
for.
a YouTube stream with the plot.
Yeah, it's a YouTube stream behind a paywall. I mean, but
Nice.
and one I would definitely support, because the characters and the content's kind of out there, and to kind of not just talk about, not just say that, but kind of show that. Give us a little teaser about some of the characters without revealing too much, and we can.
Yeah, sure. So, there's a bunch of them. It's a policewoman who believes that it's 5G internet towers are causing a virus. So basically, it takes place in a future pandemic after the coronavirus pandemic, and so that in itself, some of the characters think is pretty suspicious because they're like, wait, why is there one so soon after the last one? This must have been planned. So there's another guy who thinks that it's a manufactured virus created by an Indian cult.
Like
then-
Native American Indian or like the country.
Or no, Asian,
Okay, gotcha.
Asian people, yeah.
As
Because
an
it's-
American,
it's-
you gotta,
Okay, yeah,
spell it out
sure.
for me. It's like, what?
But yeah, this is a virus that originates in India in my film, because Akanksha, one of the women in my club, is Indian, so she could play the Indian doctor character who's
in
you
on
know,
it. Yeah, she's totally in on it.
exactly.
Yeah, she's into it. She's like Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci's in on it. I mean, come on. He worked at the. Look, I got information here, guys. Dr. Fauci actually worked at the virology lab in Wuhan. His hands was. You might not believe me.
Yeah.
You might not believe me on that.
That's so suspicious. Yeah, I believe you totally.
But it's crazy
Yeah.
with the 5G tower stuff because people really do believe that. I mean, there's celebrities that push that stuff, like what's Wiz Khalifa, Woody Harrelson, John Cusack. First off,
Oh dear.
why would anybody look at celebrities, whether
I know.
they're a rapper or an actor, for guidance and life advice? Ladies and gentlemen, if you take anything I say take anything I say as advice. And I just said that. Why would you go to anybody for advice? Don't listen to them. Just because you see their face on a big screen, just because they play a character you really like, doesn't mean that their opinion is better than yours. All they are actors. All they are entertainers and performers. That means nothing about their experience or education or whatever. Nothing. Other than the fact that they have a skill in peddling bullshit. That's kind of what it is. That's why actors make good politicians. Anyway.
Well, I mean, also, they're probably not more fun to hang out with than your friends are as well. So
right?
Just go call up your friends instead. Go listen to them. They probably know as much.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You see in Hollywood how they tear each other down. They tear each other down, destroy each other over how virtuous they are. For what? For points? For roles? Come on. Anyway. But what I was getting at, these celebrities, they push this 5G stuff, and people got in on that. Yeah, did you go around bashing any towers?
For research purposes?
Yeah.
No, not at all. No, but I did.
I sent you a message, bro. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I couldn't make it. Or I was there. I was one of the guys in the masks.
Good. Okay, that's okay. That was after I buried the Thai hooker. I put it out there that I buried a Thai hooker. I should not have disclosed that. I'm sorry. Anyway.
But yeah, I think it was like an Alex Jones video I must have been watching about the 5G thing. I could not understand what the guy was saying. There was not a coherent sentence in anything he said, and I listened to him for like.
Who, with Alex Jones or one of his other guys?
Yeah, no, it was him. It was him. I listened to him for like 5 minutes out of 2 hours, and I was like, how much research do I need to do? This is just. Do you just like write a bunch of nonsense? Because I can do that. I don't need his help.
All right, Leo.
This is bizarre.
All right, yeah. Leo X Robertson. You sound like a nice guy. So let me spell it out for you. You got the globalists, and the elite, and the intergalactic psychic vampires. They worked with China to build the 5G towers. Okay?
Hillary Clinton is building the New World Order globalist government.
George Soros funded it. Yeah.
So entertaining, but complete nonsense at the same time.
But you know what? As much as people be like Alex Jones, the stuff he puts out there is dangerous, whatever. Like, the guy is a performer. Like, most people could see through that. I would hope, anyway. I would hope. I see him when I watch an Alex Jones thing. I'm like, this is like a WWE thing. Like, he totally could have been a wrestler if he stayed in shape.
You're right. He's like the commentary without the wrestling.
Yes. I mean, he just push those vitality pills. So maybe if you take some of them, maybe you can be a wrestler. I don't know.
They make him redder after like 5 months or whatever the meme is.
Yes. Oh man. All right. So your film definitely touches on the 5G technology conspiracy thing. Which, by the way, for those that are still on the fence about that, the 5G towers, I think the first one was in South Korea, and the coronavirus came from China. So it was really a 5G tower thing. You would think the virus would have come from South Korea, not China, unless it's fake news, unless there's something to do with the towers and the bats in the cave and the right thing. I don't know.
Oh, it goes deeper. Yeah, it goes way deeper, obviously.
Oh. It's
far more complicated than that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. A certain type of tower. A specific technology. Like, maybe the Chinese modified it in a way. They hacked it and tweaked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what made the bats super clever.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to take over by spreading the virus. That's the sequel to my film.
All right. So what other conspiracies does your film touch on?
Well, there's like, my character has one that he thinks is he thinks he's going to get laughed at for, so he just holds on to it until the very end of the film.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't reveal what that one is. But then one guy thinks that it's alien nanobots that came down from the fragment of a comet, and also that the government has made weed illegal because they know that weed is the cure and will protect your brain.
Weed is the cure.
So nobody listens to him. Yeah. And then let's see. And then there's the Doctor, and then there's there's other characters who pop into it who are just observing. Like there's one guy who's just a journalist, and he's they want him there because if they find out anything in their research together, then they need to get it out into the news as soon as possible. And then there's the Indian doctor lady who shows up to try and convince them that this is like a real pandemic. And there's a Mexican NATO scientist who leaves them a message to say that they have unique information that other people don't have, and they need to spread that information as soon as possible because they know the cure, but they can't tell if that's a hoax or not. So really, like, I think in order to make sure that I'm not just laughing at these people, I was like, well, you know, who really, like, there's so much information out there, who really knows anything? Like, I can understand how these conspiracy theorists, like, how these conspiracies take hold of people's imagination and why people look for these answers and why people assume that they're not getting all the answers, because they're not as well. I mean, one of the things you wanted to talk about was true conspiracy theorists, and they're not 100% wrong.
Right. I mean, that's what I liked about this film, is that it touches on that, how easy it is to form these sort of theories, conspiracy theories, with, you know, based on fragments of information.
Pretty much, yeah.
Some of it could be true, but it's like, how much of it is true, and you kind of exaggerate it. Kind of like things in the water turn into freaking frogs gay, like Alex Jones. Are there chemicals that turn the frogs gay? Apparently. Okay, apparently that is true. Is it how much is it? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. You know? Is it related to chemtrails? I don't know if it's related to chemtrails. That seems kind of sloppy science. Why would you just spray a chemical in the air and just, because that's not going to be controlled. How are you supposed to control that? The wind is going to get in the way and all that stuff. I
know, man. It's a pretty cool. It'd be a pretty cool thing if it was real. But
all
like,
right.
Yeah, I mean that's fun. Like gay frogs, that's cool. Like, yeah. Who wouldn't want that to be true?
Right. Right. I'm gonna be interested.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Well, if it's happening with frogs, what about people? I mean, I've been feeling a certain way. I got to tell you, Leo Robertson, I might be coming out here on this show tonight. I'm going to be coming out. What my wife doesn't know is I hired someone to come over here, and I'm going to suck his fucking cock tonight. Oh, I can't believe I said that.
Well, I'm not going to discourage that.
Okay, MrDeadman, don't worry. It's all interesting, isn't it? But okay, but anyway, about the theories, so like fragments of information, people just kind of come with ideas, and that's kind of what happens. And I mean, even with right now with COVID, honestly, could you tell me what you really know about COVID? What do you really know about COVID?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things where it like the information came out so quickly and it was changing so quickly that you I mean, there are people who've dedicated their lives to understanding what to do in crises like this, and then they start telling you all this weird information, and you're like, okay, I've got to do it straight away or people are going to die. It was like, it was ripe for suspicion.
Right.
Like, paranoid people were never going to take that well.
Right.
Though I of course trust all the professionals personally. I tried to sympathize. Yeah.
There's so many vectors that you could look at and to draw some crazy theories from. Like it is true that Bill Gates, the Bill Gates Foundation, whatever, they have done these exercises and what to do during a pandemic, and they have code names for it, of course. What was it? I forgot. I forgot the name of it. It was like some number, like 20, 21, 20. I think someone in the chat would definitely know. But it's like, you guys run these exercises on what to do with specific big companies, heads of these companies. Is this a fire drill? Are you planning for it? You know? Is it a fire drill, Or is there something else? Because you could look at it either way. Be like, well, maybe they're just going through like a fire drill sort of thing, like you would at a company, whatever, in a building. Or maybe there's some evil motivation going on here. Maybe there's something else because it is Bill Gates. What do we know? I mean, after all, he was pushing to put chips into people and have them vaccinated that way. Wow, that seems crazy.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. These people they want to distrust the elites, right? So you're looking for any kind of ties like that. I think like the thing with my film, what happens, I think, as the film progresses, is you get to see why exactly each of these characters are so keen to latch onto alternative theories. Like they all have things going on in their own lives that they want to try and that they've left unfixed or that they don't understand, and they're just kind of prone to picking up, weird solutions for things, or wanting to believe that they don't have all the answers. And so I sent it to a friend of mine who is like, he enjoys conspiracy theories, or like he believes some of them. And he was like, well, it doesn't offend me, but I don't like, these aren't like the conspiracy theorists that I hang out with in my groups. And so I thought maybe the characters in my film were not really traditional conspiracy theorists, and maybe they're not at all, but they're my interpretation of a group of people who could get together and would have specific reasons for believing, a bunch of strange theories.
You got this feedback from one friend or from many friends?
Oh, just one guy. Like when it comes to my writing or whatever, I send it to like 3 people, and then out the door.
From another source, go ahead and put my view compared to his or her or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Like I've listened to crazy people. I like to watch flat Earth debates. I like to watch weird debates that make no sense. In the end, I couldn't really tell you what the hell they said. I just want to be entertained, and I got to tell you, like, the characters in your movie are very believable. And guys, what it is, the film is like you've seen these YouTube streams where you have a bunch of squares, people talking like a stream on YouTube, and they're arguing over these theories and stuff, what's going on, and they're trying to get to the bottom of this, while at the same time there is some like I guess real world moments where someone like, I guess, there's nothing I like about it, because it's very, not only does it touch based on conspiracy theories, but it's touch based on internet, just I guess the internet problems, if you will. There's doxing. There's which people don't know, doxing is releasing of personal information like addresses and like your full name and all that stuff. There's contacting the police. There's swatting. There's deplatforming, contacting employers. There's calling up doctors, calling up supposed experts. Then you have an old boomer who doesn't know who leaves during the stream and comes. And so the characters are very believable. Like if you would run this experiment for me if you want to, I don't know, or for yourself, take a clip of the movie since you made it, and if you were to put it on YouTube, you would just think it's just a real stream with real people talking about this. I mean, honestly, that's what it would be like. They wouldn't know that it's fake. They wouldn't know that it's like manufactured. They would not know.
Well, that sounds like a cool promotional thing that I could do. Just try and pretend like, oh my god, you won't believe what happened in the stream. Look what they found out. Like, you're going to need to watch. Pretend it's real.
Definitely. I mean,
yeah.
You even had a character who was hitting on the cop. It was the chick, right? The chick with the blue mask.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like especially people who spend lots of time in online groups, they, might misconstrue the reasons why they're talking to one another, or why they have respect. Like it seems like two of the characters, one is this lady cop who runs the group, and the other is a French high school teacher, I think he is.
A high school teacher that's very questionable. Like there was things about him. He got some creepy, maybe pedo vibes coming from him. Like, is he in trouble with the school? Is there something on his hard drive that we should be concerned about? Like he seemed like the sort of guy who would be all for the Netflix cuties. You seem like the sort of guy that be all about lolicon. If you don't know what lolicon is, thank God you don't. Don't even bother looking it up. Okay?
I'm not googling that.
Yeah, don't. FBI would not. Well, you're not in America, so you don't have to worry about that. But
Yeah, but yeah, I think that yeah, obviously, like within this group, he has a lot of power or like say. He's well respected, but then in life, he's kind of a guy who resents himself. And of course, like a type of group where they engage in all of these kind of weird imaginative conversations where he's like really well respected is a place where he's going to want to spend lots of time and perhaps, imagine that people there have feelings for him other than respect. So again, like kind of always, okay, I mean, like me myself, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I try to sympathize with the reasons why it attracts people. I totally get why it attracts people. And because I mean, like nobody knows very much, like you say.
right.
So
you try to make sense of what you try to make sense of a situation that doesn't make sense, right? And you don't trust the experts because here's the thing: experts sometimes get things wrong, and they do. Even the CDC gets things wrong. Even with COVID, they got things wrong. I mean, they said at one point you don't need to wear a mask, but then they said, oh yeah, actually you do need to wear a mask. It's like, what was that? What was that?
yeah, it was changing so quickly, and like you say, there's always room for error, and you can fill that room with like whatever the hell you want.
And I get
Yeah,
that.
if you're so inclined.
I was gonna say, and I get that, like, science is based on or built on just constantly gathering more information, testing hypotheses, and seeing what works, what doesn't work, and being able to, challenge the ideas. That's what it's supposed to be. But then when you have some doctors, I'm not gonna call them experts, but doctors have opinions that go in line with the CDC, and then other doctors have opinions that doesn't go in line with the CDC and kind of challenges it. One group is favored while the other group is just dismissed as crazy, even like deplatformed or censored on Facebook or whatever. It's like, what's going on here, guys? Like I thought because they're a scientist or because they're a doctor, we could trust them, right? And they're looking at it. These guys are practitioners. They see it hands on, So it's you got to be careful. And it's like you get this information you don't really know. So what else can people do other than try to make stuff make sense for them? And that's where you get conspiracies, man. It should be, you take the information, you try to, you challenge it. Instead of shutting it aside, you challenge it. But,
yeah, I mean, like maybe growing up you had reasons to be suspicious of authority or people, failed you in the past. And so in order to get through your day, you're going to have to, give your trust to people you've never met before who are supposed experts who get things wrong, like
your teachers when you were a kid.
yeah.
You ever had that moment?
Exactly. Maybe you had a crap time at school.
Going through the American school system, ever had that moment where you corrected a teacher on something she misread, and she gets on your ass about it? Like you get in trouble for that?
Yeah. Because
you called her out, and you didn't mean to be mean about it. They're like, ma'am, actually, it says it's this. She's like, no, we're not. No, you're wrong about that. Actually, ma'am, it says it right here on page, this page. Yeah, you can't trust experts. See?
Yeah, well, depending on the teacher, that kind of stuff can be traumatizing as well, because they're like, right, I'm going to shame the hell out of you to make sure you never question my authority again, even though, like you say, it's like they made an honest mistake or something. Like, I don't know. I mean, the older I get, the more just I sympathize with everyone. I'm like, I see what you're doing. You're just trying to get through the day. That's okay. You get through the day in your own way. Just try not to hurt anyone else.
And someone said in the chat, react to all songs by Baby Metal. I would do that. I would love to do that. But I did that on the other channel, the Deadman Stone podcast channel, and that's what pretty much killed that channel because I kept on playing copyrighted music, and it's just it gets me in trouble, guys. I love Baby Metal. That shit's great. It's weird, but it's great. Anyway, have you ever heard them?
No, what's that?
Imagine like thrash or even like kind of like death metal beats with little Japanese girls singing in the background. It's a weird mishmash. It doesn't sound like it should go well, but surprisingly, it has an interesting blend. If as someone new, I would recommend the song "Headbanger." That's a great song to start. "Headbanger" or
Okay.
"Give Me Chocolate" or "Karate." Karate. You know, karate is probably the best one you should start with. Start with karate. That one's great.
Karate. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's good. It's good. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for that. And which, by the way, in the chat, feel free to, you know what? Let's have some fun for those watching right now, and share the link because the prior stream had a problem with it. Share the link out. Let them know we're talking about COVID and conspiracies and just conspiracy theories. But let me know what is the most interesting conspiracy regarding COVID and coronavirus stuff, and yeah, take it from there. All right. And what's been the well? Okay, so this movie's out now, so people can see it now, or is it going? You said it's going to
Well, it's going to various film festivals.
film
So
festivals. Okay.
we sent it to Sundance first, of course, because that's the biggest one there is. I mean, they
Right.
get like crazy number of submissions, but it was just fun for us to try that first. So we'll hear back from them first, and then we'll send it like any number of places really. There's a site called like Film Freeway, and then that's FREE way, Jesse. I just thought I'd clarify. But yeah, then we use that, and it's like a search engine, and it sends you all these different festivals that you can try out. So we'll
Right.
try that. I mean,
Right.
this is the first time we've ever done such a thing. So
Yeah, I've heard of them before. I've heard of that. Okay, so you guys are putting in festivals, but it's been. I mean, I've seen it, but other people have seen it too. So what's been the feedback like?
oh yeah, no, we had like a big party here in Stavanger. We had like a big premiere with about 50 people or so, and yeah, well, there was one one of the stars of the film. I think she was a bit like worried because she was showing it to all of her friends, and she was like, "Right, just lower your expectations. It's very amateur." So by the time
Oh, come
I was
on,
like,
man!
"Oh, great, I know."
But
You got
man, imagine if
that-
Kevin Smith said that. Hey, it showed in Clerks, the original Clerks, black and white, crude, and that started his career. Everyone else is pumping out color films. Black and white was dead, was gone, right? Usually,
yeah.
but no, he's gonna do a black and white film about really what? Two stoners that wait outside a VHS store in a convenience store.
They have a bunch of weird conversations
yeah,
about Star
well, I mean,
Wars and
with
sex
Star
and
Wars
stuff.
and about how his girlfriend sucks 27 cocks. So it's like, yeah, that's the movie. I couldn't really tell you what the plot is about, other than someone got caught in on his day off. He wasn't even supposed to be, not even supposed to be here today. You know,
Yeah, that's the line.
that's the line.
They play hockey at one point,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they gate crash somebody's funeral, I think, or their
yeah,
wedding
they
or
crashed
something.
someone's funeral. That's right.
Yeah.
There's an old man that gets a porno mag. He goes to the bathroom, which becomes a joke later on in the film. You know, for something else
Yeah.
that happens. I mean,
Well, see, I love that. I mean, filmmaking is all about. It's like any artistic thing. It's all about creativity. It's one. It can be one of the most expensive ones, but it doesn't have to be at all. As long as your story is good enough, go for it. You know.
and not to, you know, not to kiss your ass on this, but I think your movie has that because you do have elements in the story where like kind of long jokes that kind of they build up in the beginning and you get the payoff towards the end because there's some funny moments, especially with your character. It's like, hey, what's going on with your character? Oh, you seem to have some relationship issues. And then for a while, I was like, wait a second, is it with someone else on the screen? Oh no. Okay, so it got
Good guess. Yeah.
yeah. So it was like, oh, what's going on here? But anyway, the reason we got into this is because the actresses was a little embarrassed because it's kind of crude. She was showing it to her friends, but it starts off crude. And you know what? And the reason why this episode's called Hollywood dies, indie thrives, is right now with COVID, Hollywood is struggling. They're bleeding. They're losing numbers. They're not making a profit at all. The two major movies that should have made a profit, Trolls 2, not Trolls 2 like the horror movie, but you know what I'm talking about, like Trolls 2 like the musical thing, you know.
Yeah.
And in Mulan, both failed. Like, these are like family friendly, everyone's watching them, right? They both failed to make a profit. There's no profit because the budget's way too high because it's Hollywood budget, and you're not going to make your money back because it's on a streaming service. I'm guessing they thought everyone was going to buy it up, but no. No, not at all.
It's definitely, like you say, it's good that you picked like an interesting, like, coronavirus angle, I suppose, is what's happening to filmmaking, like, for us to talk about, so that we're not just like talking about this bloody virus that we're all sick of. But I mean, like, that's something that changed overnight for sure, the way films are streamed and everything. And it seems like it will change for good somehow. Like, once everything settles, that we'll start to get more stuff on demand straight away as soon as it's ready.
Which means, what? And it's because theaters are going to. Honestly, do you think theaters are coming back?
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Only for like these huge budget things. But I mean, I enjoy this. Do you enjoy the cinema?
You know what? For big movies, yeah, I definitely do. I definitely like the, cinematic experience. Even though popcorn and soda, it costs a whole lot there because they overprice everything. It's still a cool experience to sneak things in. You know, my wife has a big ass purse. So we just put everything in there.
Nice.
So
yeah, I mean, like,
cool.
I've not made like the kind of film that you have to see in cinemas, and therefore, I think it will only benefit from a switch towards like streaming services and so on, where it's like, stick this on that, like, see if people want to check it out. Like, I think it's only going to benefit, which I think is the topic of this chat, is like, I think it's only going to benefit indie filmmaking.
I think so, because they're going to have to make a change. They're going to have to adjust, because the old way of doing things, the amount of money it costs to make those big Hollywood blockbusters, like the comic book movies and all that, even like Disney Mulan, I mean, that costs a shit ton of money. And they were even using China's help. There was controversy with that film. They were getting help with a certain area in China that's known for storing Uyghurs in little camps, happy fun camps.
Oh yeah,
where they're re-educated about how being Islamic is wrong or whatever. And those people, horrible things happen there, man. Horrible things happen. You know what? When I heard about that, could you imagine? Could you imagine back before World War II, and like films were being made and all that? You heard a rumor that, you know what, this one production company, they shot in Germany, and they got help and assistance from a camp. They got help and assistance from a camp, or a concentration camp. But everything's okay. It's just weird. It just baffles my mind. I'm like, whoa, shit, man. Whoa. Anyway,
it's pretty wild. I know exactly.
I know. I'm going somewhere else with that. I know.
That conversation went pretty wild, though. I do agree with your point. You know.
But anyway, they're gonna have to change things. They're gonna have to remodify, just change the whole fucking model. And I think a film like yours is definitely gonna thrive. It definitely has a chance to, because what was your budget?
Oh, well, we didn't spend anything like new on any resources to make the film. Obviously, like, I edited it on my computer, which is reasonably powerful. I filmed my own bit using a Canon M50 camera, but everyone else, I just filmed them using my screen, like using OBS, as we talked about, used the mic that I already owned for my podcast. So we didn't spend anything new for the film itself. So the budget was zero, but the equipment I used, of course, cost something. I just happen to
Well,
already have it.
An accountant would tell you to factor that into the budget, and that would be, but
Write it off. Yeah, I should have done that.
yeah, yeah. So if you make any money off it, that's just straight money that goes to you, or you could split with your people, whatever the contracts were, whatever the agreement is. But
yeah.
like you don't have to worry about there's like this huge loss that you have to make up for,
Absolutely not. And then, like, that we're telling, or like, it was one of the reasons that we got to tell the story that we wanted, is because, like, well, we can do whatever we want. It's totally free. Like, and we're all keen to learn about filmmaking because we're all reasonably new to it. So, like, we'll make any kind of film at all that we feel like making, as long as we're having fun doing it. Because if nobody's making any money, and we haven't made any money so far, then we might as well have a good time. And I hope that kind of translates as well into the project. That's what it should be about, I think.
I think it will. I mean, having fun with a project is very important there. And you know what? And I think, and there's a lot of going back to why Hollywood is dying, because I think it's been a while coming. Hollywood just regurgitating the same stuff, constant reboots. Hell, did you hear that they're rebooting The Exorcist?
Oh, really?
They're remaking the fucking Exorcist.
Ridiculous.
I mean,
but yeah, I mean, I've not been the audience for like big blockbusters for a long time, but like you're right. I mean, like Hollywood and celebrity and everything, it holds this enormous power because it is given to Hollywood by people.
Yep.
And if they just decided not to do that, it wouldn't have so much power. It's really, like you say, it's bizarre. Why should you, ask a celebrity who to vote for?
Right. Why does their opinion matter? Because they're in movies, because they're good at playing a character, good at faking it. They're good at faking it, making you believe something that's not real. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sounds like a bullshit artist to me. Is that what you want? Is that the opinion you trust? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's a strange area of culture that's had so much power and money for the longest time, and I think that all these recent shakeups have shown that there's no reason it has to be that way. Maybe it returns to that. Maybe it won't, but
And their price
anything
tag
is possible.
and their price tag is so huge, so massive, that if you were to take on one of these with triple A, I don't know, the A-list celebs, like your budget's going through the roof already. Like you're hoping that someone like Nicolas Cage, gets to his level to where he's pretty much willing to take whatever role comes his way,
Oh yeah.
So
I would love to work with him.
Dude, have him play Alex Jones. It'd be great.
He would make a great Alex Jones.
He would.
All right, I'm going to write that for him then.
He would.
Yeah.
But you have to have the bit about the freaking frogs, and you also have to have the bit about. Did you hear the one where Alex said he was going to eat his neighbor? He was going to eat his neighbor's ass.
Oh yeah. Why was that? Did he just really want to?
Because of the lockdown. It was the lockdown of food shortage. There was a thing.
Oh, the food shortage. Okay, so neighbor's ass is like top of the agenda.
I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been sizing up my neighbors. I've been scaling them up, been measuring them. I know which one I'm gonna go for first. Okay.
But
not the one right across the street from me. He's a little too skinny. What, the one down the road? She is a big old fatty, big old Lana Well. She'll feed me and my family for a couple of weeks. Something like that.
I think you need to add an Alex Jones type character to your repertoire to the podcast.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I should do it. Yeah, that would be interesting. Got to experiment with that. I don't know. Give me ideas here. Oh, okay. What else about Hollywood dying? Shit. It's like I said, I think this is a reality check here. Long time coming, regurgitating content, trying to survive off comic book movies, no original scripts. No originality's like dead. You got these A-list celebrities bleeding it dry, and then getting on their soapbox to virtue signal about how we should live our life and how their lives are so great, how they're a good role model, how, we can't relate to them. They don't even relate to us. They know none of our problems. Like when COVID was first coming out and the lockdown happened and they had all those, like, we're in this together. They're saying we're all in this together while they're like on their yacht. Or like when they're
didn't they make some sort of cringeworthy song?
Imagine.
They were all singing Imagine together.
Yeah. It's like, stop. Yeah. Don't do that. Like, we don't look up to you for like inspiration. At least you really shouldn't, guys. Come on. We want you to entertain us, and that is it. That's what it should be. I mean, in the chat, am I wrong here? Am I wrong? Takes a while. I might get a yes, I'm wrong on this. Keanu Reeves, he's the exception, right? Even Keanu Reeves, man. I like John Wick. He's a good actor. And he seems like a funny guy. You know what? He does generally seem like a fun guy to hang out with. But am I going to take his opinion over everything? No, man. No. I'm not going to take it like because of his gospel. Come on now. Come on. Anyway.
I see your point. Hey, I had a conspiracy thing to ask you about.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We need to shift gears into conspiracies. Okay.
Yeah, sure. What is going on with QAnon?
Oh, shit.
Like, it's been banned from, or like it's Congress is talking about it or something? Because it's like a serious issue now? So many people believe it?
Did that happen today?
No. It was recently.
Oh.
I just read that they were talking about it because it's like a serious issue now because so many people believe it.
Yeah, people are believing they believe in that shit. They believe in QAnon. They think that's actually happening. But the theories are crazy. I don't know, man.
It's one guy?
They say it's one guy.
Uh-huh. And he came up with the Pizzagate thing, right?
I don't know. I mean, what I heard was that the one guy is connected to, like, 8chan or one of those. I don't know too much about it. What do you know about it?
Oh, no, I know that, like...
Chat, help us out here. Anyone.
I think it's a Pizzagate guy, and I know that they talks about it because it's like a series. It's going to like change people's votes and stuff because it's so spread out now. And I also know that some years ago, an indie author like sent me his book to look at on Goodreads, and I was like, yeah, all right. Like sometimes I help people out. I started to read it, and it was like so weird. I thought, is this guy okay? So I looked him up, and he'd like started some big Pizzagate website of his own, and I was like, all right. Mate, I don't think I can read your book. You're a bit, do you need some help? And I don't think it's from me.
It's funny because the Pizzagate thing. Oh man, I was remember that because the email leaks from Podesta and all of them of Obama, the succulent hot dogs and the cheese pizza, the weird stuff that Podesta said in the email about kids in a pool with them. Like, kids are coming over, they're hanging out in the pool. It's like, what is this? What's going on? Like,
that's a wild theory.
But like, you hear, I could kind of see the connection of, I guess we're gonna say the word pedophilia, because of the because that's what they mean by pizza, cheese pizza. They mean kid diddlers, kid fuckers. I can kind of see how you can kind of form that connection with when you have someone like Epstein. And a lot of people are in bed with that motherfucker. Or at least they were. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, he's dead. But when you have the Clintons, and tied with
they're up to some shady stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. When you have that sort of power, when you have that sort of power, to know those sort of people, I am sure I would not be surprised if there's many politicians that have done some really sick shit. Okay, not all, but some, most definitely.
Well, see, this is how we're talking about like how conspiracy theorists start. Like,
Yep.
have the Clintons definitely done some weird stuff that they're not talking about? Yes, absolutely. Like, are they telling you the whole thing? No, they're not. Right? So, you know, if you came up with every imaginable thing they might have done, one of them's going to be right. You
Maybe.
know?
Maybe. I mean, and theories
Yeah.
run wild from them. It's like, with the Clintons. Did Epstein kill himself? I mean, that's kind of hard to do when you're supposed to be on suicide watch. But I guess he was off. He was off suicide watch, and he hanged himself. And the examiner was like, "Oh yeah, he hung himself." But then they had to examine it again, but like, no, he didn't hang himself. There's something else is going on here. But no, I didn't follow up with that either. Like, I don't know what happened.
I know, right? Did you watch that Netflix thing about him?
Oh no, I've not seen that one yet. I've not.
Oh, it's something else.
Oh yeah, I bet so. I mean, I'm reading up on the guy. I even did an episode pretty much dedicated on the guy for the Hollywood Holocaust issue, which is still coming out. It's like the Deadman Stone releases have been coming out slower, and I don't honestly, I don't have a problem with that. You know, it comes out when it comes out. It's done when it's done, and I want a good solid cover. And Damascus is my guy. I like his artwork. He does good work, and especially for the price. So I don't complain on that. Anyway.
Yeah, it looks great. Do you know when it's coming out?
Should be October.
October, nice.
Yeah. Now, one of the stories is regarding Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, but I think are they getting a divorce now? I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if that's true. But
maybe if he becomes president.
Yeah, right.
And they won't have to.
Oh, shit. Anyway, but conspiracies. So yeah, you can easily create stuff with the Clintons and make it sound reasonable, because it's very weird that a lot of people seem to just kind of disappear by suicide. You know.
Sounds like you need to do a Clinton anthology for Dead Man's Tome, right?
Oh yeah, dude, that would be great. That's what I really wanted to do. Instead of doing the Trump one, because I was like, okay, I'm going to, in 2016, I was like, I'm going to do a little short anthology based on whoever wins. And I was like, okay, if Hillary wins, we're going to go, send her ass to jail. And I would be something like that. I don't know. And if Trump wins, well, I guess we'll do Trumpocalypse, whatever. That's what happened. I was like, damn it. I don't know. I look back at it now. It's like I should have done the Clinton one anyway. That would have been funner. That wouldn't have been funner. I don't know.
Can still do it.
You can still do it, I suppose.
Never know. Yeah. Just wait till they do something else shady and get back in the news cycle.
Right. And another conspiracy theories that seem wild but are real, like stuff like MK Ultra, where where the CIA conducted experiments on people, drugged them up with
like LSD, right?
Yeah, to conduct experiments. If someone were to tell you, man, the government's abducting us, man, the government's using us for experiments, man, like, bullshit, whatever. Come on, you're full of it. Or, man, I remember when I was a kid, and my crazy hippie uncle would tell me, man, dude, the government hears all your messages, man. Man, the government hears everything. They see everything. Big Brother's everywhere. Like, you can't be on the phone, man. You can't use those cell phones, man. And we all thought he was silly. And then we find out, oh, the government listens to everything. Especially after the Patriot Act. Oh, hey, guess what? America listens to everyone worldwide. Even your conversations, Leo.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Who's silly now,
It's a crazy thing. You're like, oh no, there's no way, man. The government would. Oh, but they do. Okay.
Yeah, now it's just like a TikTok meme.
Yeah.
Or like all the teenagers do, like my FBI agent vibing with me when I'm like studying late at night and stuff. It's become a joke because we all know it's happening.
Yeah, you just sort of live. It's like our new normal, right? I mean, we just kind of live with it, man. What are some other good conspiracy theories?
Okay. Oh, I've got some written down. So yeah, chemtrails. Oh, lizard people.
Lizard people. That one
Yeah.
I wish is true. I wish that one is true. Because that would be interesting.
It's like Obama has a mask
Oh,
because he's secretly a lizard person.
I've seen it, man. I've seen his mask. Have you seen him unmasked? I've seen those images. You Google it, you can see it. I mean, that's not fake, right? That's not manufactured stuff,
No, you can't. You can't fake stuff that looks that good.
right?
That's
no
clearly
Photoshop.
real.
And at the same time, Michelle Obama, clearly a dude. Have you seen what she has between? You've seen it, right?
No comment.
Oh, come on. But Barack Obama gets pegged by Michelle Obama. Come on. Most progressive president, you know.
Hey, she could be, she's a lady doing that. She can peg her own husband.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go nuts. I hope if that's what he's into, I hope she does do it. And good on him for exploring that side of himself.
Yeah. yeah. It's just a little experimentation going on there in the White House. Kind of have fun. Jesus. What else? There's. You said chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails is pretty wild.
Turning the frogs
See,
gay.
I don't understand chemtrails. I don't understand how people could really gravitate towards that and really latch on that, because it seems like it would be really difficult to control the disbursement of the chemicals. Like, it's not going to be targeted at a specific place, unless you're going to tell me that the government is like really honed down the science of wind, of nature.
Yeah, no, of course not. Nobody understands that stuff.
The CDC couldn't even get COVID right.
But what are the chemtrails for? Is it like mind control?
Mind control. They use it for mind control. Use it for cancer. Use it for what else? Like nanotechnology, like nanobots.
Okay.
But that's also mind control. Probably to poison the population, to take out certain people, certain groups. Maybe they just want to decrease the population, have a more manageable population. What they'll use too is they'll draw quotes from, man, those, when politicians get together, they have these interesting meetings where they say things that sound weird, like manageable population. It's like, what do you mean by that? You guys are going to try to create a new world order and manage the population. I don't understand what you mean by that.
New world order for sure.
Yeah. New world order.
Yeah, they're up to something.
That's another one. You get the global, which I mean, which you could find evidence to kind of go, hey, well, that's interesting, because we are kind of definitely more global now. We're definitely very connected. China manufactures just about everything for everyone now, which is completely dangerous. Why would you give one country all the manufacturing for everything you do? Because what happens if you go to war with that country? You're fucked. Right? I mean, if they make your medicine, they'd be like, all right, no more medicine for you, bro.
Signed China.
Right?
No more medicine for you, bro. Totally.
With the Winnie the Pooh next to it. Oh man.
Hey, so did you normally we talk about horror films as well?
Oh yeah.
Do we have time for that?
Yeah, we can wrap up this stream, this episode here with talk about horror films or any films you've seen during this lockdown COVID thing.
Okay, great. Because I have an art house recommendation for you, and I can't believe it's not come up yet. Have you seen Salo?
Seen what?
Salo, S-A-L-O.
S-A-L-O. No, I'm not.
It's an Italian film. It's Salo, or 120 Days of Sodom, I think is the long name for it.
Is it new?
It's about these... No. It came out in the 70s, and it's about these like rich Italian. Oh, it's like so relevant to what we're talking about as well. It's like rich Italian elites who like kidnap all these like young people and then just torture them, and that's the whole film.
Hey, and does it have like colorful lighting or anything? Does it have?
Oh, I wish it did. No, but I mean, there's like a lot of naked people.
Okay,
A guy dresses up in a dress and gets married.
Yeah. So a guy in a dress, and you have some breasts, some naked boobs everywhere.
Oh, there's all over the place.
All right.
All over the place.
Lots
It's an
of abs.
Italian film after all.
You got some dicks swinging around.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and I mean, if I say anything more, I risk spoilers. But there's some quality content in that film.
It sounds art house. I'll watch it. We could do our little art house review of that.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to, because
some-
I would love to know what you think of it. I have no idea what to think of it, but I've seen it many times.
Have some box wine and get real artsy. I think I probably surprised you on Possession. That movie.
Oh yeah.
Man, that movie was great.
Yeah, definitely. That was good of you to take on the challenge of watching and trying to deconstruct that film.
Dude, that movie.
But that's something else.
That might be the most art house film I've seen, horror anyway, as of yet, because that movie asks you to deconstruct it. Everything is weird about it. It doesn't make, like, the camera's constantly moving, the characters are constantly tense, and their body positioning,
Yeah.
and what they're doing and overacting on purpose, and you get this monster that gets very little screen time, almost like it's not even important, but everything is connected to it in a way.
And they all start and like everything they say makes no sense. Like
Yeah.
a guy just walks up to Sam Neill and is like, "When I was younger, like a dog died under a bridge," and you're like, "What the hell are they talking about?"
Yep.
And then she starts going like, she starts talking about miscarrying in the subway. She does this big screaming thing. That film is absolutely wild. The first time I saw it, I was like, I think I'm watching one of my all-time favorite films, and I also have no idea what it means.
Right. I couldn't tell you either. Oh man.
Yeah.
But it's big.
But no, it was good of you to take that one on.
Yeah, that was a good one. So I'll check out Salo. I'll do that.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, it's also kind of your turn to give me a recommendation if you want.
For art house.
Or just horror in general or anything.
Well, lately I've been rewatching stuff like Tremors, but that's good. I mean, you've probably already seen that, right? You've seen that before.
Tremors, I think I've seen a bit of it like a long time ago.
Okay. I mean, that's great. It's a great display of practical effects over CG, because everything was practical in that. And,
nice.
There's one scene where you could tell they used some like blue screen to kind of pull it off, but for the most part, it's all practical and very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I watched some horror anime. I think it's called Devilman. It's like a new one.
Oh yeah.
I watched, and that was pretty cool. I like that. Audition, that Japanese film.
Oh yeah, that's a great
seen
one.
that one? Okay. I was gonna.
Yeah, no, but I should watch that one again. It's very good.
And then recently watched the Ju-On series on Netflix. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh, does it get good? I recommended it to. Oh no, it was like a friend came over and I was like, guys, I think we should watch this. And we watched the first episode and it was just like really rapey, but like not scary.
Oh,
and then
it starts. Yeah. See, it starts off like that because it wants you to be prepared for what's coming next. That rape scene is nothing, because after that, later on, you get like a murder-suicide. Dude, you get a murder-suicide abortion thing going on here. Like out of the like the baby's cut out of the womb and shit. It's
oh wow.
And then you get there's a scene where the fetus that was aborted is in a jail cell with this guy, and it's like crawling up his leg and going into his mouth. It wild stuff, dude. That's good. Had a good time with that one.
So, sounds like I quit that one too early. Then I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, you definitely did. I would say the only part for me that was weak on that was the very last part when they showed. I hate it when horror movies show the monster or the thing that they're scared of and it looks like shit, especially if it's CG. And it was a CG zombie ghost thing that looked like I seen something better in a video game. Like, what is this? It was horrible.
That's a shame. Have you seen any of Ratchet?
Oh no, I have not. I've heard good things about that though.
It's pretty horrific as well. Like, there's a lot of violence in it, but it's very good. Yeah.
I heard it was like kind of like American Horror Story.
Yes, yeah, it's the same team, so it's very similar.
Okay. So are they like kind of rebranding or something?
I wonder. Yeah, branching out, maybe trying a different series.
Okay. Have you seen the platform on Netflix?
Yeah, that's pretty art house, don't you think?
That's art house. That's art house. I did a review of that, and so watching, I was like, oh, I'll tell you my thoughts for. I don't know if you want to do an art house episode of that one. That would be interesting because it was like I get what they're going for, the sharing, the distribution of the food and all that, but it seemed like there was a flaw in the movie, and it was like I had just ride the platform up, just ride the fucking platform up, just ride it up. Like, what happens if you ride it up? What happens? No one says what happens if you ride the whole thing up. If you just stay on and just ride it up.
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's like, yeah, were those guys really the first to try it?
So yeah,
the ones in the film.
Because you go up there and what's around you? A bunch of chefs be like, guys, I don't want to do this anymore. What are the chefs gonna do? Grab guns? No, dude. If anything, if you think about it, if all those inmates pretty much were to ride that platform up with their crazy fucking behaviors and crazy ways, and they just grab the knives or whatever that's in the kitchen, they'd just be cutting it all up, cutting the chefs up. It'd be crazy, right? That's all they would have to do.
That's a very good point. I like your idea that like guys just go off and they're like, guys, I don't think we should do this anymore. And then all the leaders are there just like, you're right. Do you know what? It's a bit immoral. Let's shut it down.
Right. After all, it was kind of like a volunteer thing. It was like, you want to join this? You understand what's going to happen here, right? It's like, kind of, sort of, yeah, I guess. You know, I mean, I'd rather be in prison than be in that place. Shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty awful. It kind of reminded me of that film Cube. Have you seen that one?
I did.
That's an awesome film. I watched that one again recently. Still pretty good. Because I got really interested in like single room dramas because that's kind of what I made, and I thought if I can keep making single room dramas, then I just never need to ask for anyone's money.
Yeah, you could do like something like Old Boy, where like you're forever on the internet. You're like
Old Boy is great.
You're forever on the internet. You've never been out, never been exposed to the outside. All you've done is had online interactions, and you finally get out, and you're tasked to achieve some basic. Man, you'd be bumbling around. You would have no social skills at all. It'd be hilarious. It'd be great. You'd have all these internet memes. You'd know everything about every sort of locale, every sort of embarrassing figure on the internet. But you'd be totally inept.
That's clever. That's a good story. If you write that for me, I'll make it.
Okay. I need to stop streaming so I can get back to writing. Oh man. Anyway, so I think we'll wrap it. Oh, okay. So it's not out yet. Are you giving out any other free previews or sneak peeks to anybody? Is there a chance that anybody can get a taste?
Oh yeah, good point. Do you know what? Get in touch. You know what? Like, get in touch with me on Facebook if you're interested, and let's have a chat.
Okay.
Because not only might I show you the film, but like if you are interested in filmmaking somehow, like if you write screenplays and stuff, like do you know Bo Chappell, right? I think he's been on the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he has watched our films and he wrote one for us. So the next film that we're going to make here in Stavanger is one written by Bo. So if you're interested in filmmaking, or if you want to help us out, or you want to be part of what we're doing, just get in touch with me and you can be part of the group wherever you are in the world, and maybe get some screenwriting credits out of it.
That's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Leo X Robertson, thank you so much for being on the show. Guys, ladies, thank you so much for watching, especially this far. I do apologize for the issue with the stream at the beginning, but yeah, you have a good one. All right.